So I'm going to show you two scenes that I've been working on. I've done quite a lot over the last week, I would say. After spending so long on the audio management, I'm quite glad that I sort of got through that hump. There is some stuff I need to go back and sort of fix, but I really wanted to push ahead and do something that felt like I was making progress. So here we go. Okay, so here we have the first gameplay scene. So this is the one after the first scene where you have the quiz and so forth. I've moved some of the things around because I felt like the position of them was not great. Let me just turn the music down a bit. So my music volume and stuff is now fine, and it also carries between scenes. The one change that I had to make to it was, so instead of a dynamic change where before that number at the left was updating every time you moved this while you were still holding it, now it only updates when you let it go. I think that's a fair compromise, because the other way, it's basically firing off events every single 24 times a second while you're holding it. So it seemed like a reasonable compromise to just do it when you let go, and that did mean that stuff started to work, which it hadn't necessarily been doing very well up until that point. So okay, let's have a look at the gameplay. So the gameplay for this scene and the next scene are now based, they're complete. What I need to do is integrate that with a narrative, the videos that are going to come in and go out and give you instructions and things, but the actual gameplay is settled. So what they will do in this scene is do some pH testing. So we've got these samples that are here, and the idea is that you'll pick up one of the samples and put it on the work area in front, and that just makes it, first of all, it means that you can't knock it over or lose it or anything, because with these bottles being quite small, that's very easy to do. They also get a lot bigger, so they present a much better target for doing actions with. The other thing is that you can actually throw these away. Oh no, well that's actually gone because I haven't fixed that. I did notice that the drop return had lost its snap zone in one of the scenes. I thought I'd fixed it, but clearly not in this one. So normally you throw this away or drop it, etc., and it would appear over here in the visualizer, and you just grab it out again. So the actual gameplay mechanism is grabbing these pH test strips. These are all movable, by the way, just in case people get concerned about them. Grab a pH test strip. I also got rid of the hands, so when you're now holding something, your hand disappears. That is something that a lot of games do, I noticed, and also made it far simpler because I was really sick of every single hand pose being awful. So it was just making it really awkward to grab things. So I decided to just have it so that they disappear when you hold them, and I think that's fine. I think it's pretty easy for people to understand that, given that it's a common mechanism. So you dip it in here, and then it changes colour. So this one is red. It has this label here, and that is because the pH scale itself goes from red through green and then on to purple. So that is the actual colours that are used on the pH scale. However, some people are colourblind, so I wanted to have a label just in case they couldn't perceive that colour change. So you can then throw it in the little trash compactor, which I've made smaller. It was quite large in the first, mainly taller. It's just shorter now, so it's easier to put things in. Then the idea, that one was red, so the idea is that you want to sort these into these three categories. So that would be an acidic sample. You do the same with this. And then that one is also red. That one is red too. There are more red ones than other ones. That's because I tried to pick things that people would conceivably come into contact with. That one is purple. I quite like the delay. I've put little delays on things. I think that makes it a bit more realistic. So purple is the alkali group. That one's purple too. And this one is red as well. I think I'm saving all the green ones for last. I maybe need to mix these up a little bit. I think they might be a bit too organised at the moment. Yep, that one's green. So that one goes in that one. And then that one's red. There we go. There's another green, I'm sure there is. Okay, so having shown you that, I'm going to hop out of this now and then show you the other scene that I've been working on. I've just realised that I need to change something that I've done in here. This makes no sense anymore, but I'll demonstrate. What I need to do that I've just remembered that I have to do is retain those racks from the previous scene with the sorted samples, because there's no point in going back to this, is there? No. Clearly that screwed my brain up and I forgot about needing to keep those. So I'll probably have to get rid of this basket. I don't think it's that needed anyway right now, but I'll probably have it so that the character asks you to pick this up and then that disappears and gives you more of a workspace. That sounds like it could work. So broadly, this one is about precise pH testing. So the idea is that they will actually test these in batches. So they'll test the acidic ones, they'll test the neutral ones, and they'll test the alkalis. And this is in order to get a nice spread running from left to right of acid to alkali samples. So the way you do that here is similar to the other one. So you're dipping again, but you're dipping this. So this is my digital pH meter, which I modelled a couple of days ago. I based it on a real one, so I knew it was kind of accurate-ish, but I've obviously simplified it a little bit, especially in terms of the display. So the idea with this is that you dip this in, and then it gives you a reading, and then at the same time as you get the reading on here, or a little later, it pops up here. Again, there's a small delay on this. So if you then put that sort of in the right location and you move on to the next one, it will tell you that you can't do it because it's dirty. Oh, I need to sort that out. So you hold it in the bubble tube till it says it's clean, and then you can test it. There we go. So I need to make sure that those labels don't update until that's clean. That's fine. I've literally just implemented the clean and dirty thing like about 10 minutes ago. So again, I'm not going to do it. There also should be a bubbly noise that happens when it's like a splashy noise when you do that, but I think it's been lost at some point. So that's 2.4. So you can see it works sort of similarly. It's just a different procedure. So that one came up at the right time, whereas the other one didn't. I don't know why that is. So the idea is that as you go along, you're sort of going to sort of shuffle these around. Until you have the full spread. So see, oh, dropped it. See, that one came back. So it works in here. 8.1. Let's put the 7 there. .3. I might need to make some more space at the end there. Clean that one. 9.3. Yeah, I need to make a gap. And the last one. 4.8, so to make another little gap. I don't think that they're that badly jumbled up, to be honest. I think they're all right. I wish I could get the shaders a bit better. The shaders on this here, I'd like it to be more translucent on the top, which it isn't at the moment. But I've not been able to get it to do it. I think it's because of the shader that I'm using, which is this kind of cell-styled shader. So I added this shader because I feel like it made the graphics look better, mostly. But also, it adds this black outline to everything, which makes things much more nicely defined. So especially when you had something like this previously against the backdrop, it was really quite hard to see. So I think that the outline makes a big difference. So I'm definitely keeping that. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it so far. I've got obviously a couple of little bugs and stuff to work out, but I'm concentrating on getting the gameplay settled, and then I'm going to come back and sort the narrative and all that sort of stuff out, and add things like the scene transitions and things like that. So by and large, very happy indeed. So this is just to show you, I've actually just gone in and sorted out these boxes. So I've removed the basket, put them all in. They're in randomly. They're just sort of randomly scattered around. So the idea is that you've got a kind of basic idea of which one is which, but then you can test it and then put it in roughly the right spot, like we did before. I've also hopefully, yeah, there we go. That's what you should hear when you're cleaning your sampler. There we go. So that's pretty easy. That didn't take too long. It was just a bit of a faff, that's all, because I had to put these back in and then reallocate all the sounds. Yeah, it was a whole thing, but it took me about 20 minutes, so that's not too bad. So yeah, I will see how far I get in the next week or so, and I will do another update video then.